John is really an icon in Silicon Valley. He's had such a tremendous impact in so many facets of the technology industry as a whole.
I mean, I don't know how many people in Silicon Valley today who can't directly trace back to Hennessy and his work.
Some people are passionate because they're angry, but quite the opposite with John. John is passionate because he's enthusiastic and excited about the new ideas, the ramifications of the new ideas.
He's the 10th president at Stanford. I bet whenever he stops being president, they're going to look back and say he's the best one they've ever had.
You know, we need heroes. Engineers need heroes too, right? And so lawyers have heroes that are on TV, and doctors have heroes that are on TV. You know, engineers don't have heroes. And so John is one such person.
My name is Patty, and I lost my daughter Dee Dee to AIDS. Dee Dee was on a 9-month national tour of Cinderella. She had met and started to fall in love with the music director. They traveled from town to town, as these national tours do, and she kept getting sick. None of us knew what was wrong with her, and she came home, went and saw our doctor, and he ran an HIV test under her suggestion, and we both learned at the exact same moment in time that she was HIV positive. I really wasn't angry, and neither was my husband angry with her. We really felt that what we needed to be was to support her. The AIDS Resource Center here was the first in Dallas to help us. They had a wonderful class that they taught us all we needed to know about the disease. This is the early 90s. I didn't know anything about it. I thought maybe we could get infected from it. DIFA does a very special job where the government leaves off in funding these various agencies that exist out there. We give funds directly to these agencies to help people living with HIV and AIDS. And to date, with every advance we have, we still don't have a cure. We don't have a cure. And people need help that have this disease.
A fashion entrepreneur redefining the fashion landscape, combining European sophistication with American spirit.
I see a woman jumping on me and said to me, "Thank you." And I said, "What's going on? Why thank you?" She said, "You know, since I wear your dress, I met my husband and I married him, and I'm very happy. And you changed my life by changing me on the clothes that I wear." And there are a lot of women saying that to me, so it's good. I'm better than the priest. I marry people.
Now, things are completely different. The bills are paid for, the mortgage is covered, and the stress of having to go to work every day and missing my family is gone. Being able to wake up in the morning and kiss my son and take him to school was absolutely godsend for me. Being able to pick him up after school, even greater. Thanks to Ignite, the sky's truly the limit. My name is Jay Torres, and I Ignite.
It goes all the way back to, 1978 when I first came out, and then just a few years later, we started hearing about this virus, this gay cancer is what they called it. And all of a sudden it was just everywhere. The hardest part has been in the early years when they told us, you have 6 months, 3 to 5 at the most, 3 to 5 years at the most. We were told to live every day like it was our last.
20 years ago, when I got into the work, there were 4 of us, and we had about 30 residents. And among those 30 residents, there was probably a 30 resident turnaround every year because people weren't living long.
And you have to remember, in the early years, some of the hospitals, people wore masks. You know, HIV patients were isolated. Everybody was scared to death. Everybody was scared to even get next to a person, even, you know, people's own families.
If I didn't have HIV, I think it'd kind of be one less thing left on my mind.
Brianna, when she was born, she could actually fit in a shoebox. They didn't expect her to live. And they asked if I would go on this study program, let her eat. And I said, of course. And that have saved her life. And the people at Children, they're just like family.
I definitely like that our family is very close-knit, and ever since she was little, we've just let her know that she's not that different. We just want her to just know that she can be like anybody else. She can live a normal life. She can go to school. She can fulfill her hopes, her dreams, do all these things because she is like everybody else. And that I don't want her to think that HIV or having HIV is a kind of, what's the word, a handicap.
It's not fun. And that you really feel just kind of regular. There's nothing really that different, even though there is.